Doc here from North America. We got the dollar index up there, but they are taking down the stock market for a second day. So this is interesting, giving it a chance for people to get in. Let's see, where are we at here? Let's get to the chat line also at the same time. And as you can see, right there's the dollar index, and you can see it's working. Oh, what's this? All this live trading with dollar. Oh, that's me. That's cool. Dismiss. Let's see what else is going on there. All right, excellent. There we go. Now, let me go back to the chat line again and see if anybody's saying hi, hello, how are you? Let's see, let's go like that. Let's go like that. As we try to get to the chat line there. There it is. We're opening it up right now as we speak. And you can see, let's go over to, oh, you can see, well, let's just give you a quick look at the dollar index on Chicago Quant. And then we can drift our way around. If anybody wants to see anything in particular, fire away. We will look at it. Let's see, where's it at? There it is. Right there? No, it's right there. There we go. Dollar index. There we are. So, the currencies seem to be flat. You know, not too exciting the last couple of days. Euro's been in a daily sell for 2 days itself. Let's see, what is this? This is the dollar index, but it's been in a daily sell for days, which means the dollar is going down. Now, what's interesting is that the cable and Swiss are doing fine, and then we're seeing a little pressure on the euro. But then the euro's had that fantastic run, so I guess they're readjust. Wow, there is chat line there. All right. Let's see, what do we got here? There's Janos. Hi, everyone. Yesterday's retail sales appear to have caused a reversal in equity markets. No, I agree there. But the currencies and gold remain at prior levels. Well, silver went into a sell. Silver's feeling some pain out of it, and they brought gold back down a little bit, which was kind of interesting. Let's show that real quick, since it's up on the conversation here. And there's the gold. Right there. You see, it came from its high down to close almost just like $6 down. Now today it's a little bit firmer. It's moving back up again. You can see it's flirting with a daily sell here. And then silver did the where is it at? Right there. Silver went into the sell yesterday, and it pushed it right into the sell. They sold it down more, and they're flirting now underneath the weekly. So that's a little surprise. I'm a little surprised. And at the same time, the euro has been having a problem lifting up at the same time. That may be what Janos is also spotting, and that is that the lack of growth, type of thing. And so it put pressure on the euro there. They probably thought, see, we always look at it as traders here in the States. We look at it as the euro is the good opposition, I guess you could say, or the alternative. I guess the best way to describe it is the alternative. If you're not buying dollars, buy euros. That's the way we were hoping for it to be. Since European Union is the second largest economy in the world, that was the objective, is to have in other words, we don't have a sovereign fund here in the United States. We just print money. That's because we're the world reserve, and we're not happy about that. I know that sounds funny because like China covets it, Russia covets it, Persia covets it. They want it. They want it so bad they can taste it. But in the States here, we're not exactly happy that that we are the world reserve currency, because it distorts our money supplies and the statistics, the fundamentals that Janos talks about and I talk about. It distorts them. It hurts them. It makes them less viable, less accurate, less productive. So I have spotted that if someone joins the team at a stream in 2 minutes before the start, as one clicks on the notification, then the stream does not auto start. One has to refresh the page. It just happened to me. I see. Okay. Look at the US 500 and the volatility index. Yeah, I was really surprised that the vol index closed in a sell yesterday. I was looking at it during the day, and it was trying to lift up. Let's go over to that. And then what it is, here's the S&P 500 right there, and you can see that just sell off all day long. right there, and it's doing it again today. You know, I don't think it's going to challenge the 38s, but we'll see. You know, we get into a daily sell and a weekly sell, then obviously we'll be bearish with the rest of the worldwide market. Now let's open up the volatility index, and also at the same time, let's just take a look at the S&Ps on J4X too, the same way. Right there, there it is. You can see that pressure on it the last 2 days. You know, it's the Hinky Ashkies are a moving average of the open, high, low, and close, so it accentuates it a little bit differently, but it does emulate the red dots. Like we were red dot there, we were red dot there, you know. So now let's open up to the where's it at? Right there. Let's open up the VIX, or the volatility index itself. Let's see. Smith says, please, could we look at your quant chart for 1 minute? Sure, no problem at all. Let's get that up on the screen after this opens up. Let's see. Let's see. Right. Where do we put it? Let's put it. Let's see. Let's put it right. Where should we put it? I'm trying to figure out where to put it. We had it. I think we had it on here. That's where we had it before. It may be down there too. Let's take a look and see. There was a 1 minute in there at one point. So let's grab the euro in a 1 minute. And then what we'll do is we'll show you the difference between spatial bars versus fixed time. So you're looking at a 1 minute. So let's go like this. We activate the euro. There's the euro. You can see euro is fighting to get into the buy. This is the daily chart itself. Copy. And then paste. And that'll go into the bottom. As that's doing that, we'll go like this. Let's see. Close. Slide down to the bottom. Activate. We're there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to remove that. Remove. Yes. Okay. And then we're going to remove that. Close. And remove that. Close. And then what we're going to do is we're going to insert or change the time frame to 1 minute. And then we're going to zip over while we're doing that. It won't take long. 1 minute. Right, so go back just a couple days. Let's do the 5-6 days, something like that. Or 3 days. Let's do 3 days. There's 3 days back. Now let's see how that thing goes. There we are. Now just my mathematics is designed for atomic theory, so it gets really small. But once we widen it out like that, you can start to see it better. And it's widened it more because it's very minute. It takes you out to like 0.00000. I had to limit it to 5 zeros, or it'll take you even deeper. Right there again. And this time it might make some sense. Where are you at? Bring it down now. There we go. Okay, so there's the 1 minute chart. And let's put the 0 line in like so. So you see it goes into the sell right there. It's in a sell, but it is bouncing up. As you can see, the green line moving up right now. We're a red and a green at the moment. We can put some lines into. That was where it went into the buy right there. We'll make them white for the time being instead of buy and sell. Or you know what we could do? We could like this. That'll be fine. So there's that. That's the. It's just to make it green. So that's where it went into the buy in the 1 minute. And then it went into the sell right here. And we'll make them go all the way to the top. And then we'll just move those lines over so you can see it extended. So it went into the sell there. Went into the buy here. Let's take a look at the last buy and sell. So there was the last buy right there. That lost. There's the sell. And then last buy there. And the last sell there. That was a winner chicken dinner. And then the one before that, we go like this again. There's the sell right there. There's a winner, winner, chicken dinner. There is, oh, there's the buy is a loser. Again, the buys are losers. Interesting. And we're in a sell at the same time, so that's kind of cool. Let's see where we at here. There's the sell. There's a, and then there's a buy. So there's the buy. Now the buy there was a win. Interesting. And 1 minute's awful tight. So there's your 1 minute. Let's tighten that up more. We can go through more of them. There is the sell right there. Goes into the buy in there. Barely makes any money. Goes into the sell there. Turns around and goes back into a buy right there. Move it over one more right there. And barely a win again. And then you can see it's very tight in here. It does all that stuff. And let's see. So there is, let's see, so that's the last buy right there. Let's put the last sell in right there. Really sloppy. That's why we don't pay attention to that. Now let's do this. Let's copy that. Let's see if we can do this. Save workspace. Copy workspace. And let me just show you the difference between that and a spatial. That's why we don't pay attention to 1 minute and 3 minutes can be interesting. I found 3 minutes to be much more accurate, Smith. Very much more accurate. Let's see. Oh, where's Smith go? Let's see. Smith. There it is. Let's show you what a 3 minute looks like. Probably a much more functional. Paste. I mean, it. Overall, if you start from the beginning of the day, I don't know, since the London, opening, let's go back all the way back to the beginning of it. I guess you could see some wins and losses, and it compensates. I would not be surprised if the math will make you money, but it's such a choppy thing on 1 minute, And now that I made a copy of this, let's go down and look at the 3 minute. Let's just make a 3 minute. The only fixed one I ever pay attention to at all is 3 minute. For some reason, the 3 minute does seem to have some interesting, characteristics of it. And then I'll show you a spatial, because what happens with a spatial, it's much more accurate, way more accurate, less choppy, not as whipping. As you can see here, it puts you into the buy there, and you don't get a sell until there. And then you see it keeps you into the sell until there. So you had a chance to make money for 9 minutes. Then it goes into a buy. It fails right there. You lose money, but you've still made more money off of that move to compensate for it. Then you get into a sell. You make more money. And you go into a buy right here for a 3 minute right there. And you don't make any real. It goes a little bit higher, but again, it's very poor. And then you make all your money back and then some again. So there's more of a win-win. So there. And now it's trying to turn up, but I don't see any work there going on. We can go further back and look at it on a 3 minute. Goes into the buy there. Goes into the sell there. See, it's healthier. Looking back further time-wise. Now you see a whipsaw right there, where it goes into the buy right there, and it throws you into the sell. You take your profit right, I guess you'd say right there. So it's basically a break even, or it's higher when you look at it that way. But trading a 1 minute is really thin and very whippy. You know what I mean, Smith? Now let's do one more that would be fun. Copy. Right there, and I wanted to go to and then paste. Let me do this. Let me just go show Giannis the VIX. Right there. There we go. And there's the VIX. Now, VIX just missed going into the buy yesterday. It is definitely in there. It's above the buy number today. The weekly is trying to turn up, but notice that even the fast stoke is barely budging. So at most, it's becoming a short term. Now, if they would spike this, the weekly, then I'd be more concerned. But so far, I'm not concerned about anything on the downside. I think it's just an opportunity to buy. Now, let me see. Where's Smith at? Yana says, just put it on a full... Oh, it's not full screen. Okay, here we go. There we go. And then I can barely see the numbers if you show both. Okay, there we are. But Nixon wanted it that way. Nixon? The U.S. dollar has every commodity. Nixon had nothing to do with it. Nixon had no power at all. The Democrats controlled everything. Do you know how many congressmen Nixon had in the House? 97 in the House. That's it. 97 out of the 435. Matter of fact, John Connally was the Secretary of Treasury. He was the Democrat governor of Texas at the time. Nixon just did whatever the Senate and the Speaker, which was I'm trying to think of the name of the Speaker back then. His name's on one of the buildings. The Speaker was really the President of the United States back then, in the sense of Nixon couldn't even sign an executive order without the Speaker being able to change it. The Speaker could change his executive orders. That's how much power Nixon had. He could sign an executive order, and the Speaker could cancel it. That's how much power Nixon had. I would call that zero power. So, and then what happened was, did you ever hear the story about de Gaulle threatening to convert almost $4 billion worth of dollars into gold? And the British had tipped the Americans off about that. And the Democrats had a policy that if anybody exercised any more gold, they were going to stop the link between the dollar and gold. Did you ever hear about any of that? I've talked about it in the webinar here. And there's Robin. Hello. There's Metho. I like new Dukascopy volatility index. Yeah, it's not bad. Let's go take a look at that again. Let's see. Be right back. Let's see. The only thing that goes up. This is madness. What's madness? Green Lives Matter Planet. Come on, Doc. Seriously, going to a 1 minute time frame? Oh, that's not me. That was Smith. Barely recall. I had thought that Nixon pushed for it and found that the government no, it was they got rid of Bretton Woods because the Democrats who were control of everything for like 90 years. Basically, that's why they're so angry now. They're not used to the idea of losing power. They're not comfortable with it. And so they had this policy that if we got to a certain amount of gold, they were going to disconnect it. In other words, people were exercising dollars into gold. Nothing big, but they were doing it slow and steadily. And even to this day, the United States controls, has like 50% of the world's gold in supply. So de Gaulle basically had it with the dollar and the Americans. He had his own nuclear force. He wasn't part of NATO, wasn't part of the Soviet Union. He was on his own. So he said, I'm going to send a battleship to New York, and they can put all our gold on it, and I'm going to get rid of these damn dollars. That's basically how it played out. And so the British tipped off the Americans, and they stopped the conversion. Nixon was the president during that moment, but he had no power over it because he only had 90. He had something like 37 senators. He had like 97 or 98 House members. Democrats had like 337 Democrats in the House. 300. And you just saw where McCarthy got power with 218. That's a 2/3 majority. If a president signs an executive order, the House can flip it, but it needs 2/3 majority. So, it's history sometimes is, what does anybody remember Cliff Notes? Remember they used to put like paragraphs together, like you'd try to read a book. and they would give you the cliff notes, and it would be something like the book could be like a 300-page book, and they would give you cliff notes, and it'd be like 30 pages or 40 pages long of cliff notes. That's all you had to read to understand the story. And that's basically history. A lot of times people like to talk about history a certain way. Other people don't know about it. Like, here's one that's very interesting. During the Nixon years, 4 out of the 5 plumbers. This is on tapes in the White House, no less. Nixon is upset with the CIA because he finds out that 4 out of the 5 guys that went into the Watergate to see if the Soviets were financing McGovern, the Democrat candidate, were on the payroll of the CIA, and he didn't know that. He thought that he had brought in just 5 people that he could trust. And so the CIA was behind a lot of that situation. But anyway, forget about that. That's the way history is. Just, sometimes people don't read everything. They just read what's fast and convenient. So now we'll use this as a learning lesson. Here, let's go over to that crazy 1 minute situation. Where's that at? Right there. Okay, and this is the 3 minute one right there. So it's a little bit better. It's went into the cell right there. Went into the cell right there, and zigzagged around, and it's still in a cell. We'll just move that by out to there. Now let's make a copy of this and put a spatial. Let's see, where is it at? Copy, and that'll be an example of the difference between a 1 minute or a 3 minute versus a spatial chart, and you'll see the smoothness of it all. Paste. And Smith asked for this, was it Monday? Monday, Smith asked for Intraday, this too. Glad you asked for it again. I wanted to use that example when you did. Unfortunately, on Monday, with the markets closed, I was getting all kinds of bad charting stuff going on. Still in that cell right there. Let's see. Okay, this must be it right there. I can switch it over now. So we scroll down. Here's the third one. Now let's activate that, and let's change it to... right there, a spatial chart, which I call a Tesla. Let's go days back. Let's see, there's a go 286. We do a 2/3 Tesla. Ticks. Let's go back 1 day to start and see what happens here. There we go. There's 1 day. So you went into your cell here. Catch that ride. Go into a buy here. And then, let's see, pushes it back into the cell right there. So it's not pretty, but it's a nice little win if you're going to play little short terms, Then it pushes it back into the buy right there. And it's a loser-loser chicken dinner. And then it goes right into the cell and makes your money all back again. Now let's just look back at it further. There's the buy right there. There's your sell right there. And it's still choppy right there. I haven't done an intraday on this in a while, so let's see. I've been using the 286 on the S&Ps, which seem to be very accurate. Let's go back to a full Tesla. 3, 9, 6. There's a full Tesla. And there's the more smoother one. So it goes into the buy right there. Gets you into the sell right there. It gives you that winner there. Then it goes back into a buy for 1. Pushes you back into the sell, and you're still in the sell right there. That's a much better one on a spatial. We did that, right? Let's do, there's a buy right there. Oh, that's the wrong one. Let's move it like this. There's the buy right there. So it gives you the buy right there. Get this massive spike, easily to take money from that, and then it goes into, closes in the sell, and then goes right back into a buy again right there, and goes back into a sell, then goes into a buy. whatever you lost on that one, you make it all there. And then let's try that one there. Is that a sell right there? And it's got a green, so you go move it over one. There's your sell, and there's an easy way to make money from that. And then there's your buy. Easy way to make money from there. It's still choppy though. And then you can see the sell. Let's move this over. There's your buy right there. And you can see the sell right there. They've accelerated the action, haven't they? Oh no, it's vice versa. There's the buy. There's the sell. There we go. And then one more back since we just went one day. There's your sell. You get a chance to make a little money there. And then there's your buy. You get a chance to make a little money there because it closes there. And it goes up a little bit there. Not too bad. Let's see. Let's see what. Now I would. We used to do a really interesting one. Let's try this. Let me just do a little bit more just before I leave you on this intraday thing. Let's look at we used to do a 300. Let's see how the 300 looks. Because it's really choppy still. And we used to put this on the screen with a camera all the time. And so when you watched, did our webinar, you could watch the chart trade live, and you could trade it intraday for an hour, through our mathematics. Rob and I have been talking about trying to put a live up on the website where you could tune into our website, and we would we'd put one product up there a day that would tick away live, and you could play with that. We're talking about doing that. Maybe we'll work on that. That could be fun, I guess. Let's see. Green Planet says, why do we have to look at half a chart covered by ASCIIs? Well, the ASCIIs, let me just show you. Let's just do this. ASCIIs emulate our dots. They're just a little bit laggard. And when you're looking at a daily and a weekly combination, it gives you a cleaner trend. Now, if you used, and then you combined it together, though, with a fast-moving stochastic at the bottom here versus the slow-moving stochastic, between the two, it's only a couple hours laggard to my math, which is not bad when you got to, compared to just, like trying to use a MACD or a moving average or something like that. We've tested that before, where they're just a lagging indicator compared to when you put these three combinations together: a hinky ASCII, a slow-moving stochastic working against a fast-moving stochastic. It's a better tool. We call it the Manhattan indicator. We don't call it the Doc indicator. We call it the Manhattan indicator. And that's why we have it up on there. Does that make sense to you, Green Lives Matter Planet? Because in my day, we used to say green planet meant you really cared about the environment. And I always say Green Lives Matter. So I like to put the two together. Does that make any sense to you? That's why I call you that. Remember, I'm old. I'm not. I remember when Greta and Gitta and Polina, they didn't see my picture. They had just charts going. They thought I was like 35 or 40. Matter of fact, they thought I was younger. But I am 67 years old. Green is green. Exactly, brother or sister. Exactly. Green is green. Exactly. That's exactly it. And you are an antique, yes. I love that. Yes, I am. I'm an antique. I agree. You could be on a radio with your voice. I know, everybody says that. Maybe we'll do that someday. Rob and I talk about stuff like this. We just never get to it. We're still exploring the Chicago Quant Technologies. We're not at the end. We're at the beginning of it. So, and Dukascopy has opened the doorway for me to do this for the last 9-10 years, so it's kind of fun. It makes a lot more sense. I could be the next Rush Limbaugh of finance. I agree. Trader Radio New York. What's that? Is there radio out there? Trader Radio in New York? I'll look it up. I don't know what you look like, but you sound amazing for 67. I know, I'm always told that. I'm in really good shape, too. I work out. I do, what do you call it? Manual labor. Carrying bricks, carrying wood, farming. I do all kinds of things. And I eat very well. Looks a bit rougher. What looks rougher? Floor traders don't age. I like that, Robin. Yes, we don't. Robin and I have been floor traders for over 40 years. Yeah. What is this? This is the 300, right? And still, where's the sell at? The sell's right there, right? So it goes into the sell. It stays in that sell all the way down. So, you could have stops, I guess, to take yourself out of there. It especially gives you that green and red, like the Hinky-Ashky thing. It does it there. It shows you the volatility. It's doing it again, but it keeps on making lower lows. I think I would smooth it out to something like, if you're going to do an intraday trading chart, I think I'd go out more. Go out to something like, we showed you what 396 looks like. Let's try it again. 396, which is the full Tesla. It makes it a lot more smoother. It goes into the sell here, pushes you into the buy right there. You get a chance to get out of it because on the close of that bar was 108.21, and the next high is 108.24. So if you're trading for 2 and 3 ticks on the short term, holder. Let's see, madness. Holder. Wait a minute. We're talking about something else. Holder. You and madness. His son looks like his brother. His son looks like his brother. I don't know anything about that. Looks a bit rougher. Holder. Used to carry a lot of bricks. Well, I don't do a lot of bricks. In other words, I do anything that has to be done around the farm, at my farm or my son's farm, or so forth and so on. I do a lot of. And yesterday, I think I got a picture of me. Here you go. Let me see if I can find this. There's a picture of me yesterday in a tractor. The back window busted. Let me see. I'm gonna find this. Hold on a second. You might get a kick out of this. Let's see. Let me see. Okay, there it is. There's me sitting in the tractor. Then a friend of mine goofing off makes a video out of it. Let's see if I can find the video. What a hoot. Let's see. We'll find it in a second. And where are we at? Oh, wait a second. I don't think you saw that, did you? No, you didn't see that. Let's see. Let's try that again. With me in the tractor. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. We'll find it in a second. Me in a tractor. There we go. Let's see if it's there. I saw it at one point. Me in the tractor and me laughing. You can hear me laughing. And because what happened was a rock. They were cut what they call it, bush hogging a field, a asparagus field, and a big rock kicked up and busted the back window. And so we had to move the tractor into my friend's building. We got a phone call about it. So, we ran over there, and which was only like a quarter of a kilometer away, and then we found when we helped we went. So here we go. I think I'm starting to find them now. Let's see if I can find not me, no, not that. Anyway, I'll find it for tomorrow. I'll find that video and you'll be able to laugh. If you build a brickley, will you use a holder? A holder? I just carry whatever is asked of me. I'm not, I just kind of don't really pay attention to it much more than that. Let's see. I don't see me in the tractor, but I'll find it. I saw it. It was up on Facebook on a friend of mine's website. So, anyhow, shall we get back to the markets? Let's get back to the markets. All right, and then from there, where did we leave off? We left off at the euro, right, on a daily. So there's the euro, and you can see euro is drifting down again. It's not holding up. I don't know why. The dollar. Now, let's take a look at some of the other products. I bet cable is holding up pretty well. Nah, dollar's gaining a little bit here. You can see, but the cable has been in a daily buy for weeks. And now it's flirting with the weekly buy, too, at the same time there. If I build a brickley, will you use a holder? I don't. I'm like the third arm. I'm like labor. I don't think. I just do what they tell me. When my sons say, we're moving and building this, I go, okay. I don't pay attention. All I do is I try to use less of my mind and more of my body. Oh yeah, we're matter of fact, we're rehabbing a house now that they just bought. They've just bought one, and we've ripped out everything down to the floor joists are gone. And matter of fact, this afternoon I'm probably going to go over there and help them with the floor joists for a little bit. And yeah, I do all kinds of stuff. Plumbing, electrical, we do it all. We have fun. I have a second son. He's building a farm now too. So they buy land, and then they buy old land with old buildings on it, and then they rehab them, and then they live in them. And they just, and grow food. I mean, food is, like Green Planet knows. The cost of food now is, through the roof. Everybody knows it. The inflation has been tough. Let's see, where are we at here? So there is let's not make it so big, too. Let's bring it back down. There is the cable. Let's put cable up on J4X. Cable, right there. There's cable. Looking the same way. Lots of strength, lots of buying. Oh, you mean like that flat wood thing, yeah, with a handle underneath it. Nah, I don't work that hard. And we're in no hurry, trust me. We're doing it for ourselves, so we do it at our own pace. Like yesterday, what was it? 2 days ago, I was down at one. They have these. They build an office where they're on the back of the farm, where they have 3D printers. They're building things, and so I brought some poly down, some Lexan poly, and they built a cabinet, and then they put them in there, and they're trying to make it like a clean room at the same time. 54. What's happening? Long time no. Where you been? I'm gonna sip my tea. And there's a cable. Anybody want to see anything else while we're really running around and looking at all different things? I don't need to do my rhythm of cable and Swiss and so forth. Are you more farmer or trader? Both. Do it all. Do it all. I had trades yesterday. And I was involved in farming yesterday too. I was in a tractor. Staggering in this market, exactly. Yeah, I showed a picture of me in a tractor yesterday. Matter of fact, there's a video of me laughing my hindquarters off because of the busted window. And my friend's like, "You busted the window!" It's like, and I started just giggling. Why is the euro and pound up so much, Doc? I would say that there was hope that that the European Union is going to become more economically viable. I mean, we don't have a second super economy anywhere. I know people want to pretend that China is the super economy, but let's put it this way. Can you imagine what Europe would look like if we spent $300 billion a year in Europe? I don't even know. Giannis, do you have any idea how much we spend, how much America buys from Europe every year compared to China? I mean, if we stopped buying from China, China would be like, like a backwater. It would be like nothing. There wouldn't be all this goofy talk of China being a superpower or something like that. So, I drink a lot of tea. I eat healthy. I've been very big on that for decades. I'm big on. I say I'm the most carnivorous vegetarian you've ever seen. So in other words, like when I eat meat of any form, you can't believe the amount of vegetables, especially fresh vegetables, I eat with them, like raw vegetables. But for 54, I think that the strength is there because when the dollar is selling down, the pairs trades gain, of course, like cable, euro, Swiss franc, so forth. Whereas it has no relevancy for China. In other words, an expensive dollar, or actually a more capable dollar, more expensive dollar, China benefits because we buy almost $300 billion worth of stuff from them, So that's why they have money. They don't exactly invent as much as they just manufacture what we ask from them. They're like a colony. China's more like an American colony, an angry colony that dislikes us, no less. Pound is up much because it has so far to go before it gets close to parity. Yeah, I would say the same thing. Yeah, I mean, we're seeing that in both. We're seeing it in the euro. We're seeing it in the Swiss now. Ever since Credit Suisse situation seems to have resolved itself, we see much better action in it. Matter of fact, let's put that up on the screen. Here's the Swiss, and Swiss really went awry. It went wrong. It was going the opposite direction of the cable and the euro, and then once they resolved the Credit Suisse situation, you can see the move that it's made since this is where they resolved it. You can see the nice big slide it's come out of it. It's brought it back down into the 91s or something like that. Then over here on Chicago Quant, same situation. There's a Swiss. We've been in that weekly sell since back in here to those highs of here. And so, it's just been one wonderful. It's been kind of, you can see here without the hinkies, it looks a little bit less of a heavy action. Once they topped it out in the 101 area here, what was that? What do they call it there? What's that little yellow? Is that 101? What is that? 1.1003, something like that. So, once they topped it out, that's what they did here. Let's see. Let's just contract this a little bit so you can see the same action. Once they topped it out in here, we went into the weekly sell, we went into the daily sell, like literally right at the top. And they've brought it back down again. And most of this damage was from the Credit Suisse situation. And it seems like the Federal Reserve cleaned that up pretty well. Pound is up so much because it has, And then so when we looked at the pound, let's go back to the pound. The pound has a lot more work to do, which is kind of interesting. I guess it comes down to the what they're going to, policy-wise, what they're going to do. There's the cable right there. But you can see we're finally taking out these highs. We're starting to go after that there. With the Hinky-Ashki combination. Now, when we go and look at it here again, there's cable. You can see here, we've gone up and made a new high right there yesterday. See, went up and challenged this high here, and when you look at the euro was so cleanly through that area. See, there's the same combination. I mean, it was making new highs, so it's digesting. It's the profit. They're profiting. They're taking some profits, but the good thing is that all three are kind of starting to put the act together. Doc, you better put up a profile pic, right? Me? A profile pic? Let's see. I can find some picture of me somewhere. Let's see. Let's see. I think I got something here. This is like 2 years ago, but I don't look much different now. Matter of fact, they say my hair's getting darker again. Let's see. Let's go like there, like there. Let's see if I pause that, move that over. There we are. There I am. There I am, right there. They say my hair is getting darker. Let's see. We'll see NGAS at $2. I think so. I was saying that to Robin a couple of days ago, and I mentioned it here yesterday or the day before. Let's go to natural gas. We can jump all over the place as far as I'm concerned. I only do the rhythm because no one's asking me questions. There it is right there. It's flirting with the threes. And I was saying to Robin, he was talking with a trader from the Chicago Board of Trade from the old days. And the guy was trading natural gas. And I said to him, and I said this yesterday in the webinar, and I think I said it the day before or a couple days before. Natural gas was down at $1.38. Let's see if we can put this up on J4X. You'll be able to see how low it was. Where's it at? Where is it at? Right there. There it is. There's natural gas right there, okay? Now, let's put a weekly in there, like so. And 3 years ago, it was trading down there. You can see it, 1.3 something, whatever that is, right? You can see that right there. So now, we'll see, Doc, when we get the recession big fall. I'm not sure if we're going to go into recession. We already did one recession. We did one in last year. In the first 2 quarters, we were in a recession. I'm a little confused why they keep on talking about recession. We already had the recession in the first 2 quarters of 22. So from January to July, we had 2 recessions, two minus GDP quarters. So, but yeah, imagine this. It went from 1.38 natural gas all the way up to basically 10. All right. And now it's trading at, like 3. Okay. Well, that's at one point when it was at 3 something, I said to Robin, I said, it's 200% off the lows of the last 3 years. So, 200, just because it went 1,000% up and now it's only up 200%, it still has room to fall down. I would imagine this is what you're probably looking at, this area right here, the 2s. That would make sense to me for it to bounce around there. It should bounce off of these highs here for a little bit, try to give us a little strength, and then, and probably go play the dead center of this, something like that, 2.7, 2.8, maybe another bounce there. Maybe it goes and challenges the low right there. I don't think we'll see 1.38, but anything's possible. Now I saw another story that commingles with this conversation here. Oh, wait a minute, 1.5 is the lowest level. 1.38, yeah, and. Metho right there. See that there? 1.38 something. Let's see if we can find it. Right there. There it is. The little yellow thing says what it is right there, but I think that's the lowest of the lows, 1.38 something one day. Let's see. No, unlikely to be further recession. Yeah, I don't see another recession coming around. Why are companies laying off staff while it is difficult to find people to work? Um, you know, they're not laying off big numbers to begin with. Like I saw where was it Microsoft yesterday has 600,000 employees. They laid off 10,000. I mean, that's not even 1%. I mean, what 1% would be somewhere around 60,000, right? Or is that 10%? That'd be 10%. That'd be 10%. If they laid off 60,000 people, that would be 10%. Okay. They laid off 1%. Not 1%. 10,000. So is 10,000 is like point? Is it what is that? Is that point 1 point something? It's Amazon laid off 18,000. I think they have 3 million employees, don't they? I wonder how many employees Amazon has. Let's look it up. They have 1.6 million, and they laid off 18,000. Yeah, they're barely laying anybody off. They could be retirements. Who knows? They're retiring early. I think, when it comes to analysis, you know what I'm saying? I mean, what's 10,000 to a 600,000 workforce in a company? That could be literally retirements every year. That could be people quitting their jobs, going to another job. Someone explained it to me this way. The whole 2013 to 19 graduate generation has bullshit degrees and no real skills. Yeah, I'll agree with that to some extent. The labor market lacks skilled workers, but the ones laid off are these useless. That makes sense. Degrees and skilled people. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. I would say it's something like that. I want to say Giannis is more right, way more right than wrong. Let's put it that way. In other words, I would say that it's highly accurate what Giannis is saying. I would say that enormously. I wouldn't paint everybody in 2013 to 19 graduates as, bullshit, but I would say that a very large majority has had some, less skilled. They're not work. Let me throw this out there. Let me throw this statement out there, and then maybe someone has an opinion about it. And that is that I understand that a lot of graduates, when you're not getting like a doctorate in medicine or a doctorate in math or, that type of thing, when you're just graduating with an undergrad, the percentage that actually work in their field is very low to begin with, always. In other words, it's, now, could the graduates of 2013 to 19 in the undergrad level not necessarily more are working in other fields than what they studied? Yes, I would imagine so. But I don't think it's death defying, to a labor force. I think a lot of people graduate with a degree. My two sons graduated with degrees in economics, and neither of them are doing economics really. They're doing architecture in programming and things like that. One is involved in finance, but he's doing programming in it, making applications, things like that, for a company. And then the other one is working for a company that has nothing to do with finance, but he is an architect in programming. He creates programs for them. So yeah, I could, and they graduated 2000 in that time zone of 213 to 219. So, you're right about that, but I think that's always a norm anyway. I think a lot of, unless they used to say if you're getting a professional degree, you're going to work in that area. But if you just get an undergraduate degree, chances are you're not going to work in that area. You might work at some of it, but you're working in some other field really. So let's see, where'd we go from there? Degrees, worthless types. Let's see, no nonsense. Let's scroll up here. Where's the mouse at? Yeah. Green Live says no nonsense. Green Life says, what are you suggesting is that there are too many worthless degree types? Probably on some level, yeah. But I don't think it means a lot to the workforce to begin with. We got around 60 applications for junior compliance lawyer positions for €800, but my father-in-law can't find tractor and harvest operators for 1,500. Yeah, I agree there. I could, if I lived by, I'd come over and harvest for him. I can drive a combine, and I can drive a tractor. Green Planet, yes, says, yes, some subjects for degree level are not very relevant. Yeah, exactly. Big news in 5 minutes, unemployment claims. Cool. I'll stick around for it. We'll watch the markets move. Living costs in the city where 800 is paid are around 500 or 600, but the countryside would offer 2 times more space. It would cost around 300. Makes total sense to me. I have a major degree, Green Lives says, but it depends on the country. Do you work in your industry? Green Lives says I have a major degree. Is it a scientific degree or something like that? My degree is unique. Is it in the sciences? Is it in what else is there in degrees? Let's see, sciences or the arts. Can you give us a general idea? You don't have to give us an exact at all. Just a general area. Maybe we can relate even better to you communicating ideas if we understand your background a little bit. Doesn't matter either way. My degree is unique. Okay. Is it in like the biological, mathematical side, or is it on math, physics, science side type of thing? That's one. You could say yes or no to. Or is it in like the arts, like graphics and things like that? Drinks. Mixologist. I like that. I was a mixologist. When I was young, I was a mixologist. All right. As we drink our tea, and from there, since we're having news coming out and within a minute, let's take a look at the markets and see what they're doing. So we're going to go over to, let's close that. We'll leave that up because of the volatility. And here is the 786. So let's see what's going on there. That's real choppy because of the news coming out here. You can see the big one is trying to lift up. Here comes the news. Where are we at? We are like 20 seconds away from the news. So you're going to see this action. HCIMA. Don't know what that is. Let's see. We'll Google that. Anyway, there we go. You can see it's jumping all over the place. It be jumping. It be jumping. The markets are jumping. You can see it right there. The news came out and they slammed it down. Made new lows. We've been in that. This thing's been in the sell. The biggest of my spatial charts has been in the sell since here. You know, it tries to get into a buy, but it fails. Just misses it right there. So it's been in the sell since that area all the way down. I have a green line out here just waiting for it to give us a buy signal. There was the last sell. There's the last buy, which was no life in it at all. A little bit shorter term look at it. You can see here was in a buy, goes into a sell right there. Let's grab that sell right there. Sliding down, and then the news comes out here. So let's put this right there. Went into the buy before the news came out. Lifted it up. And then there's the sell right there, and we're in a sell now. So there's the action. Let's see what the numbers look like. They should be spitting out any second now. We'll see them. Where are we at here? Let's move this around. And let's do this. Ah, okay. Okay. Management. I think that's cool. Green Planet. Let's see. Numbers better than expected. Is that what it was? Yeah, December. 1.33 actual versus 1.37. That's December building permits. So it was weak. They were estimating 1.37 million, and we got 1.33 million. So it was off by 30. Was that 40,000? There it is. December building permits. That's what it was. You can see it's turning the market around too now that they've sold it down. You can see it's coming back up here. We're not in the buy yet, but it's getting close. Nope. Falling back down again. On the short term, it went into the buy right there for the pop. There we go. So I went into this is the shortest one of the three spatial charts I follow. And then when they line up, I get long or short on an intraday basis. And so, and I use this for options over here. Numbers better than expected. No, they're weaker. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, continued jobless claims. Okay. So 164. Oh, I see. Okay, so the jobless ones too, but the more important one was the building permits. And I guess jobless claims, let's see. Usually the Ducoscopy will throw it up on the screen in a few seconds. We'll see it. There it is right there. I can see it now. Buy 10. No, that's a trade. So, and you can see here, natural gas. Did that break the $3 area from that? It may have. So the jobless claims. Let me see where the jobless claims are. I was looking at the building permits. I thought they were the more action-packed thing. Let's see what we have here. Let's see. I guess I'm waiting to see what the numbers are again. There we are. So you can see here they're coming back out of it all. You can see the big one over here on the right. You can see this one right here. You know, it's lifting more. You know, we went into the buy right there on that one, so it's lifting up. This one has been in and out of a buy. And sell back into a buy right. Oh, wait a minute. No, it went into the buy here. It's still in the buy. So it's in the buy here. We follow the green line and the histogram. They have to both be lined up. So in other words, notice how sometimes the green line is above and the histogram is minus. That's still in its sell. Then when it goes, both are in a buy. Until both go into a sell again, it's in a buy. So it's been in a buy since right here. And it went up here, slid a little bit, and it's back up more again. And so until they both join in to go minus, this is different. This is a 3-5. So the 3 is the histogram, and the 5 is the green line. So the green line is slower moving. It's kind of like the way I use on Ducoscopy. I use the fast moving and slow moving stochastics. The only difference is it's fast and faster algorithms. I combine the two together. That's what that is. All right, traders, we be out of here. This has been Doc from North America, having fun as usual. Thank you, Giannis, for letting me have fun. And we will see you all tomorrow, same time, which is what? TGIF. Thank goodness it's Friday. And I'd imagine what I just Googled, green lives, I'd imagine Fridays are pretty busy for you. The weekends are busy, I'd imagine. So, this is Doc saying, happy trails to you until we meet again tomorrow. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Later, later, traders. Later, later. You'll be back on Monday? Okay. You be safe, be smart, play nice with others. You do it. You keep your head down. That's the best thing of all. Keep your head down. All right. We will catch you all later. Bye-bye now. There we are.